you do? Hello YouTube and welcome back. Welcome back. This video is pretty much gonna be a free baller because I'm hangover. Oh no, I'm not even hangover. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. No. It was my birthday yesterday. Man drank, man did other things, and I'm a-okay. And I was just chilling, just the heat really. Like I was meant to do this yesterday. The stream didn't work. And then it was just too hot, so I was just like, you know what? Leave it, just have fun, it's my birthday, forget it. So I'm here today, guys. But I had an amazing time, sorry. But yeah, today's video, I just felt like I should just talk about pain and like how, obviously everyone knows it's fucking painful, obviously, but pain also has, I guess, a lot of abilities in itself. Like, it can be used for motivation to like how can I put it, like I feel there's like a philosophy. I still personally haven't worked it out 100% in my head, but I do feel through pain we unlock the door to true humanity. Like obviously we're all born and can always say we're human, every one of us, but are we actually humans unless we've gone through life and I guess witness things and experience things that will allow you to, in a sense, empathize with your fellow man. Because I had a conversation when I was working in the city, yeah? And obviously, you guys know I have sickle cell and stuff, and every day pretty much there's fundamentally no day, even on my birthday I was in pain, but anyway, every day there's pain, yeah? And I was working in this bar and I was a bar back and I would just be doing my job, and obviously you're still in pain, but you still have to do it. You need money, you need to buy what you want, all of that stuff. It's just life. It's not gonna stop for you, right? And there was this guy, I can't really remember his name because I'm honestly terrible with names, but we were having a conversation about like how actually really hate talking about myself because every time I talk it feels like I'm being arrogant, but this is like not word for word, but this is basically the conversation we had. We were just talking about how there's like he's come to England. I think he was from Eastern Europe. Sorry, like he is from that Eastern Europe, and he was finding it hard the fact that London's a very like cold place. Like obviously not the cold. I mean in the sense that no one talks to you. Everyone minds their business. Like only maybe if something bad happens to you, someone might get involved and stuff, but average time, like, it's just quiet. And he was talking about the colleagues, like, they don't really talk to him because I wouldn't call him weird, I'll call him unique in the sense that he's just like, he was just in his own world. He's got a goal and he's just there, innit? And I guess like, how he put it was like, he's tried to like, go out and like meet new people, but there's not really understanding with people. Like people don't really have the time, or no one really cares, to be honest. Like everyone's just about themselves nowadays. And we were just talking and I was like, I said to him, fundamentally I feel the reason why people are like that and people are so caught up in themselves is because they are pretty much trapped in themselves. Like, and then he was like, how do you mean? I was like, okay, for example, I have sickle cell, yeah, and you've seen me most days when I'm working. You see me holding my back or whatever when I'm not doing things, or just like massaging myself because I'm in pain. And when you're in pain, I guess you do everything but want to, like, okay, obviously you're in the pain. There's no escaping it, but it gets to the point you do everything in your power, so basically your mind, to go past it. So even though there's no way of ever escaping it, I can't like shut my pain neurons off or anything like that, but I can think beyond myself. I can think of like, how I would want the world, how I want to treat my friends, and how my energies affect my friends. Because I have literally seen, like, when I'm like in pain and in a bad mood because I'm hurting, And if I allow that to consume me, I can literally ruin everyone around me's day. But at the same time, even though I'm in pain, and I try not to let that bother, like even though sometimes you just can't do it, like honestly, it's just too much. But if you use that, I don't want to keep on saying pain, but if you use that, you can fuel so many things. It fuels the ability to see further than yourself. It fuels your soul in the sense that you come to realize how powerful you actually are, and this includes everything from period pains to maybe you have multi. I cannot say that word. I'm so bad, but there's so many illnesses like and so many chronic pains that cause people like genuine like their life is just discomfortable in it, and you normally find those people, not always, but if you go and talk to those people, they're probably the least judging in a sense, because and once again, I'm not trying to like toot my own horn, because this is generally, this is just my experience too. Like I've through the times I used to spend like weeks and even months in hospital, I would come across different people with different illnesses, and we would just talk, and like you learn perspectives. Like there was a man who lost his legs. I think he was in the army, and then he used to do running and stuff. But because he lost his legs, he didn't stop running. He just learned a new way of running. So not only that, he was like, he became more how can I say, he became more grounded, he said, almost, when he, after losing his legs. Because when he was working, when he was in the military, he was just like, everything was fast paced and he had time for himself. But then obviously when that thing happened to him, or I really can't remember what happened to him, but I know he obviously lost his legs. He had time to realize how important building meaningful relationships with people are, because ultimately I've come from a place of I'm able to do everything and anything for myself, to now being a point I cannot. And it kind of forces you to develop a level of empathy and understanding normal people may not necessarily have. And that's why I think, obviously this theory is not complete at all, not far from it, but I do believe pain is a huge part of the equation to reaching true humanity, a world where all of us actually have each other's back. Even though that will sound like a utopia, I do honestly believe collectively we all have to share a pain so great we don't want to inflict it onto others. And that in itself sounds like flipping craziness, but more I deep it, there was this, I never even used to watch Naruto. I don't know if you guys ever did, but there was this anime called Naruto. Never really got into it. Only really liked the villains and the music, because it was too much filler for me. But there was this one bad guy in it who always, like, I feel spoke to me a lot, like, and you're gonna call me edgy or whatever, yeah, but honestly there was a character called Pain, and maybe I'll put his philosophy at the end of this video quickly, yeah. But if you listen to this guy, this is a guy who's basically, in summary, his world got ruined by it. The people around him, people who do not think about the consequences of their actions. His village was destroyed by war. He lost his friends, his family. So then he grew stronger, and in that hate and anger and that pain, he decided to seek for a world, innit, that will fundamentally never be like the world he was in. But by doing that, he obviously didn't take into account, the consequences of his actions. And no, he did. He actually did take into account these consequences. He fundamentally knew the only way to kind of level the ground is for the people who have hurt me to feel hurt. But then that's obviously an eye for an eye, and pretty much it's true. That's what it leads to, because he said, I'm gonna definitely leave the quote, but he says something along the lines, yeah, because Naruto was like, why are you doing this? Look at all this murder and chaos and blah blah blah. And he simply replied, but what about my village? What about my friends? What about my family? And that's fundamentally true. If we all had a true perspective of pain, I don't think we would be so easily willing to kill each other. And yeah, sorry guys, I know I felt like I should probably do a more upbeat video for my birthday, but I think there's something genuinely to this, and I'm gonna keep on posting more I deep into this. I'm gonna probably update this theory. Maybe I'll title it Iffy's Theory of Pain, you know, I don't know, something silly like that. But honestly, I'll just say this one more thing. I guess society and I guess our instincts basically teaches us to run from pain, do everything to avoid pain. And to a degree that is right, yeah, because you don't want to run into a fire and burn yourself. But ultimately, by you burning yourself, you learned that the fire was hot, right? There's a lesson in it. And I'm guessing maybe we should just like be, if we're ever in a situation where it's like everything feels too much and the world is just too heavy, know that there's people there for you if you reach out, and know your pain can unlock a door of like true understanding if you let it, and if you don't let it consume you. And as I said, this includes everything from periods to everything. Like, don't allow pain to turn you into something you don't want to be. Instead, use the pain, and I mean any pain in your life, and convert it into like a boundless wealth of energy. I'm still working on it. I'm not perfect on it, but trust me, pain is a huge power source. And if you learn to convert that, sky's the limit for you guys. And well, that's what I really want to see. I want to see everyone prosper. So yeah, that's my little talk. And yeah, as I I got all I hate that when you get all tongue-tied, but what I wanted to say is, please guys, enjoy the sun, get as much vitamin D as possible, because that stuff is really good, especially for the whole Rona and all of that stuff. So enjoy the sun, stay away from people, because honestly, there's probably be another video I'll talk about that stuff, because I honestly do feel I need to. But let me not sidetrack from the video. Go in peace and harmony, sorry, and be nice to your brothers and sisters, man. We need it more than ever. So spread love, and yeah, use that pain and make a better world, my guys, my G's, my broskies, my dudelets, I don't know. Anyway, peace.
Once, the land of fire and the hidden leaf had grown too big. To protect their national interests, they forced feudal clans to wage war against each other, and profited from it. Otherwise, the people of the villages would have starved. As it happened, our little nation and its villages became the battlefield where the great nations waged their war. Each time they did, our nation was ravaged and laid to waste. After many such battles, the great nation stabilized, but our smaller nation suffered, and it barely recovered. You and I are both seeking the very same thing. We both want to achieve the peace that Jiraiya Sensei envisioned. You and I are the same. We're both motivated by our desire for peace and justice. The justice that I have delivered against the Leaf Village is no different from what you are trying to do to me. Everyone feels the same pain when losing something dear. You and I have both experienced that pain. You strive for your justice, and I strive for mine. We're both just ordinary men who have been driven to seek vengeance in the name of justice. And if one comes to call vengeance justice, such justice will only breed further vengeance and trigger a vicious cycle of hatred. Right now, we live in such a cycle. I know the past and can foretell our future. It is the same as our history. So we believe that human beings simply cannot understand each other, and they never will. The shinobi world of ours is ruled by hatred, and hatred alone. So, Naruto, how would you confront this hatred in order to create peace?